What's up, my dudes? Hey, just letting you guys know, if you want to get in on my Discord, all you got to do is DM me on Instagram at Spencer Turley, no spaces and no capital letters. DM me on there. I'll get you in the Discord. So somebody actually put this in my Discord general chat right here. This is where I first saw this. You guys have probably heard there's been a few people get this sort of like bug or glitch or whatever where they can kind of see like these early DLC sort of images and then they exit the game and it's like a glitch or whatever. You guys probably kind of heard about that. A little bit of a bug in the game, right? Well, and of course we already knew about most of these with the Milestone putting out their DLC plans. I don't know how much that was like leaked or whatever. So we all kind of knew. I mean, I've been talking about this, Great Legends pack or whatever for a while now. But what's interesting is we didn't really know what it was going to really entail until we actually saw this image right here, okay? So here this is, really zoomed in. As you can see, this is obviously a two-stroke. Got the two-stroke banger pipe on it, right? Monster Energy Supercross 3 Great Legends pack. So, this is something I had said in that other DLC video I made, like, oh man, that would just be like a long shot in the dark, like just maybe we would get two-strokes in that Legends pack, because a lot of those old, Great Legends were on two-strokes, and that does seem to be the case here. It potentially could even be like if they go far enough back, it could be a cool like 500 two-stroke replica, Widowmaker or some shit. I don't know if that's going to really be the case. It might just be, 250 two-strokes and 125 two-strokes, but still, this definitely looks like we are going to be getting two-strokes with this Great Legends pack, and it's kind of bizarre because are they going to put like the full two-strokes in? And by the way, let me just preface this by saying, oh my God. Yeah, let me preface it by saying that. Goddamn. A lot of this is like still speculation, even though we have images of it. Milestone can still change shit. Don't take everything I say like it's the full-blown 1000% truth here. Take what I say with a grain of salt. Okay, just had to preface it by saying that. But, does this mean like we're going to get like customizable 250 two-strokes and 125 two-strokes, or are we just going to have like the select, 3 or 4 Great Legends riders two-stroke bikes in the game? I'm not really sure because, they don't have like standard two-strokes in any of the official Monster Energy Supercross games, which is really weird because they have it in all their Milestone, like MXGP game, motocross games. They have 125s and 250 two-strokes in pretty much all those games. You can like fully customize them and do all that like normal bikes, right? But it doesn't seem like that's the case here. So, this seems to me more like this is you're just going to be able to ride with like 3 or 4 old legends that are on a two-stroke, and that's it. You're not going to be able to have your own customizable. So don't get your hopes up too much, because we know Milestone, you know what I'm saying? So just be a little careful with your thought process here, because it can kind of get out of hand. But I guess for me, the way I look at it is, there's kind of two ways to look at it. It's like one side of it's like, oh, that's cool. We're finally going to be getting some kind of a two-stroke in the official Monster Energy Supercross game. Like, that's kind of badass. Like, that's kind of one way to look at it. But on the other hand, it's like, wow, we're getting two-strokes in a game that should really already have two-strokes in it, and in a franchise that has already had two-strokes in all their other motocross games. It's kind of with Milestone, it's really bizarre. Like, you have to really lower your expectations in certain areas. It's so bizarre because in reality we should have already had two-strokes in these official Supercross games. I don't give a shit about what they can't do it because FIM doesn't allow two-strokes anymore in the stadium. Whatever the bullshit you're trying to come up with in your head is like a little excuse for Milestone not to have two-strokes in their Supercross game. That's retarded, dude. Like, stop. You should be able to have two-strokes in any motocross game, period. I don't give a shit if it's official Supercross, MXGP, Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. I don't care what it is. You should be able to make a customizable two-stroke, dog. Like, period. There's no amount of an excuse that you can give to just, oh, it's okay because of this reason. That's why they can't have two-strokes, so it's okay. There's no That's a big load of bullshit. That's all I'm saying. They should all be able to have two-strokes, period. And if you're running into some sort of an issue where you can't have a two-stroke for whatever reason, do everything you can to be able to get that two-stroke in there, right? That's just my own opinion. I don't know exactly what all the, the great legends we're going to get in this pack or whatever, but this is definitely interesting to see because I don't think a lot of us really expected this to actually be two-strokes, and this might just be two-strokes in the image, but then you get in there in the game and it's not really a two-stroke. I mean, I don't know if that would really be the case, but I don't know. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens, and the fact that there's not like customizable two-strokes in any of the Supercross games, but there is in all of the MXGP games, even all the way up to MXGP 2019. It makes you wonder, there's got to be something with Monster Energy official Supercross game that is limiting them from being able to have a two-stroke, so it's bizarre that now we're seeing two-strokes in a Supercross 3 DLC. Are they able to get kind of, snake through the, kind of get through the cracks a little bit by having it like a Great Legends two-stroke versus just being able to customize and make a new two-stroke? Shit, I don't know. But either way, moral of the story, put two-strokes in every single motocross game. I don't give a shit what it is. Period. And if you don't, it's just going to be lacking in content. That's all there is to it. So we'll see what all comes with this Great Legends pack. It'd kind of be cool if they threw like a, super retro vibed in the stadium Supercross track. I don't mean like that LA Coliseum bullshit that was in Supercross 2 or whatever. I mean like a legit, like, looks old, retro. It's like the smaller, weird-looking jumps and, like, legit hay bales, not tough blocks, right? Like, that whole sort of vibe. That would be really cool if they actually did that, and that would actually be worthy of a DLC, in my opinion. But that LA Coliseum and all that kind of crap's just not really even worth being a DLC, but this is looking a little bit more like it, if you actually put, like, old-school two-strokes in there, old gear sets, with older riders and stuff, you would assume they would have to throw in like McGrath, Carmichael, maybe Stewart. Shit, I don't know if that's like really old enough. Maybe like Stewart on a 125 or something. That'd be kind of cool. And then obviously like some of the older legends, they could add that in as well, and then have, I don't know how many they're really planning on doing, but it's weird, man. It's weird with these official Supercross games. It's like there's all these weird-ass limitations to everything. And everything's got to be, like, licensed properly and all this bullshit. Whereas when it was like the MX versus ATV days, it's like they could just do anything, If we want to throw in a 500, we'll throw in a 500. If we want to have 50cc bikes, we'll put in 50cc bikes. If we want to put in a goddamn helicopter or a fucking golf cart, we'll put that in too, There was something fun about that freeness that you felt with the MX versus ATV games, and you do still feel that with those games. And, they had the AMA National Series DLC and MX versus ATV All Out, but with Milestone and this official Supercross shit, there's just so many limitations, it feels like. Like, you can't have two-strokes. Very limited on any other kind of track content other than the official Supercross series itself, right? There's all these like weird little, you can't have Lucas Oil official motocross with Monster Energy Supercross game. There's all these weird, bizarre, they've got this weird thing where they don't even actually have the Monster Energy helmets that you can put on your custom rider. And if you do run one of the like official team gear sets, you have to run that with the official bike. You can't like interchange stuff. They got all these weird licensing restrictions, and you can tell it is very controlled by all of the sponsors, FIM, official Supercross, Monster Energy. It's very, very restrictive in a lot of ways. So either way, hopefully they can kind of start breaking out of some of those boxes and being able to put fun shit in here like two-strokes, 50cc bikes, 500s, old retro tracks. Do anything you want to with gear, a full-blown track editor in the PC version. There's all these things that Milestone really needs, but either way, interesting to see. Definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this image. She looks like a two-stroke if I've ever seen one, dog. So, either way, I still think two-strokes are still a huge thing. A lot of these companies and things act like two-strokes are such a thing of the past. No, they're not. They're not. I'm just telling you. If they were such a thing of the past, Yamaha wouldn't still make them, big bike two-stroke-wise. There would be no 85 two-strokes anymore. You know, KTM Husqvarna wouldn't be making them, right? So they wouldn't be so big in the GNCC Hare Scramble side of things. They're still like the top thing over there, right? Two-strokes are still living and breathing. I don't know. I hate when people act like they're totally dead and shit. They're not. And they belong in any motocross, supercross, whatever the hell dirt bike game you make out there. They belong. So either way, we'll just have to wait and see it. I heard this was coming out in like April or something. So I don't know when that exactly is supposed to be or whatever, but we'll just have to wait and see what we get. Either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.